Welcome to the Afternoon's Grind, presented to you by Five Star Athletics. Got another special guest with us here today, Coach Calvin Davis, head coach of Monarch High School in the state semifinal this week, Friday at 7:30. Coach, is it 7:30?
Yes, it is 7:30.
All right, 7:30 at Coconut Creek High. Monarch will be taking on Mandarin in the state semifinal. Coach Davis and his squad has another home game, home field advantage. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Again, Coach, thank you. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy coach. And Coach, let's jump right into it. Coach, for those that don't know the program, I think I want to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're probably the last Broward County public school that's in the playoffs right now that's still playing as far as public schools in Broward County. But take us through, your coaching foundation, Coach. When you started, how you got into coaching, real quick for us.
Well, I've been coaching here in Broward County for about 18 years, since 2004, 2005, when I came back from Tampa, Florida. So I've been coaching. I've been offensive coordinator, head coach at Zion Lutheran. I was head coach at Monarch 2012 to 2014. And then this is my second stint as head coach at Monarch High School. And this is year 3 for us. We talked about from the beginning a 3-year plan. This is the 3rd year for our quarterback. So our goals this year were to be regional champions and then have an opportunity for a state championship. So our goals are still intact. We just have to show up tomorrow and get it done.
Absolutely, Coach. And you talked about, coaching at Zion and over in Tampa and things of that nature. And then coming back, this is your second stint here at Monarch. Coach, what brought you back to Monarch?
Well, I've always taught at Monarch, was just waiting for another opportunity to lead the program. Because when I did it before, we won a district championship. We were headed in the right direction. And then this time we had the quarterback. We just had to, put it together.
Absolutely. And Coach, speaking about that quarterback, you not only have a really good quarterback leading your program right now, but you have a backup as well. We'll get a little bit more into that, but you do have somebody that's coming behind him that did a great job. I was there for the St. Thomas game, I believe it was, that he played and he stepped in. But you know what, Coach, let's talk a little bit about that before we get into any other things. Coach, when you talk about quarterbacks leading your program, what is the best type of quarterback to lead a program, to lead an offense that you lead, Coach?
Well, for us, we can adjust our offense to any quarterback. A couple years ago, we had an all-state quarterback who was more of an athlete, and we just adjusted our system to more of a running quarterback style of offense and still threw it around a little bit, but we're able to adjust our offense. We want to throw the football, of course. So if we have a quarterback that can do it, we're going to toss it around a lot. We're just flexible in what we do.
Right. And talking about tossing it around a lot, you got a quarterback right now leading your program, Coach, and he was out, with injury for a couple games this year. Talk about what it's meant for you to have your leader back on the offensive end.
Oh, it's huge. With him, we're at 35, 40 points a game for the whole season, including the playoffs. He just makes us go. We feel like as long as we have our quarterback, we always have a chance. As long as AJ is there, we always have a chance. And that's just how we felt since we started in August. We knew we would have this opportunity. It's just a matter of capitalizing on the opportunity.
Right. And talking about AJ, I believe he is number 8, Coach. He's done a tremendous job this year. Talk about some of the good qualities that AJ brings to the squad, leading your program, Coach.
I think for the most part, AJ is a true sense of the word leader. The kids love him. The kids follow him. The kids respect him. And in order for your quarterback to be not just great on the field, the kids have to respect him. They have to want to block for him. They have to do the different things to help make him great. Because at the end of the day, he can put the ball there, but they have to catch the ball. They have to do their assignments. You know, on offense, it takes a lot of people doing things correctly for you to have success. So he does a really, really good job for us. And I mean, he makes us go. And we feel like as long as we got him, we have a chance.
Right. And I would say you got more than a chance. You know, I was at that game with Palm Beach Central last week, and man, I think you dominated both sides of the ball, defense and offensively. You put up more than 30 points again, Coach. And talk a little bit about going into that Palm Beach Central game, Coach. How did you prepare? It was a big game, regional final. Talk a little bit about what went into that, from your coaches to your players to get them ready, and then leading up into the game, and then coming away with the win, Coach.
Well, we've been talking about the whole postseason, about being locked in. Our coaches have been locked in. Our game plan has been next level. Each week, we're taking the time to study the film, break down the film, and then break down the film even more, looking for tendencies and ways we can attack teams offensively and defensively. So we were prepared to stick to our game plan and came out and just execute it. I thought the kids did a really good job of jumping out on them. We talk about going down our first two drives, getting touchdowns, and then trying to get a turnover on that third or that fourth drive and try to put teams away. That's pretty much what our goal has been for the postseason. Our defense has been playing really, really well, and they complement our offense because they're athletic, they're fast, and aggressive.
And Coach, you talk about jumping out on them. Not only did you really jumped out on Palm Beach Central, and then you kind of put a stranglehold on them for the rest of the game. So, Coach, you know, talking about jumping out on the team, you put up 7, you put up 14, and now you know that team is playing from behind. Now they're out of their game plan. So, talk a little bit about what your defensive line did, putting the pressure on Palm Beach Central, and you know what, making it tough for that quarterback and making it tough for that offense overall.
I thought they did a really good job coming out in the third quarter of being aggressive and kind of getting into what they do really well. But I thought our secondary made 2 or 3 straight really plays coming out of the half. I think because they didn't get points on those 2 drives, we really went down and kind of put them away, which is what we try to do. The touchdown before the half was huge because we work 2-minute drill every day. So we went down with 1 minute and 24 seconds and scored a touchdown. I thought that was big. So the stuff that we do in practice to prepare for games, we're kind of putting it into game situations. But at the end of the day, we're executing. I think our offense has been hitting on all cylinders during the postseason. But like we've been saying, defense wins championships. If our defense can hold teams to 17, we feel like we score 28. We'll win with 28. So I'm our goal. For the first 3 rounds, we talked about 28 to get us there. And then we said 35 will get us to the state championship. And that's because, you know, in the playoffs this late, teams are going to be good. So you want to make sure, you know, we set our goals a little bit higher because we know what it may take.
Right. And Coach, just to kind of wrap up Palm Beach Central there, you know, I was on their sideline and I thought it was, you know, I don't want to ridicule the coaches, but I knew when they kicked the ball short and kind of gave you that short field, you were already going to be aggressive and go down the field. But when they kicked the ball short and gave you a shorter field to kind of work on, that to me was a back-breaking touchdown at the end of the half, and then you, like you said, you come out in the second half and really lock down the offense. Your cornerbacks played a tremendous game. They were pretty much scrap. You see them scrap the whole game. And Coach, talk about, you know, the play of your secondary. You know, what did they do to ensure that offense was on lock as well?
They step up to the challenge. Like our corners, Kevin Powell, Jabari Brady, those guys have the challenge of guarding those guys. Those 4 and all week. The assignment, they wanted the challenge, but I mean, our secondary is really, really award because makes plays. We got Jaleel Walters, and 3 of the 5 guys are underclassmen. So those guys come back. And then we have TJ, who's another underclassman who plays a lot of minutes. So we're getting valuable experience right now with our secondary, and they're just playing at a high level, man-to-man, lock you down, and they're aggressive. So, and they're not scared. I mean, that's the key. You can't be scared, and they're playing really, really well right now.
Right. And I definitely got to give it up to your secondary because like I said, I was on Palm Beach Central side and their players and their coaches was talking trash to your DBs, and man, did they step up and make sure that the defense held its own. And now, Coach, getting into Mandarin. Mandarin is 10-3 coming off of a close win against Seminole. And so they come into your home, your home field advantage, and talk a little bit about some of the things that they present as an offense and a defense that's going to make it tough on you in order to get to a state final.
I mean, like I said, offensively for us, it's about execution, and it's just going to depend on what they come out in. Are they going to come out in man and be disrespectful and just say our receivers aren't good enough? Or are you going to play zone like some of the games early in the season that they played and give us a little bit more respect? But at the end of the day, our offense is predicated on we'll take what you give us, and then we'll just take what we'll do. So we're not going to force it, but we'll pick our spots and take our plays as they come. They're a really good team. I just found out this week they had maybe 5 or 6 P5 guys, 2 corners committed to Penn State, things like that. We like that. We want to play those type of guys. I mean, for us, just going out and blowing the team out, I mean, that's fine, but we like to play teams that supposed to present a challenge. We want to play those guys that are committed to Penn State, committed to Miami, committed to Florida State. So I can talent and get a chance to play on the big stage. I think that's what it's all about, because when we talked to our guys at the beginning of the season, we told them that with the transfer portal, with recruiting, the best way to get recruited late is you have to be playing in the 4th round. Colleges are done, and they can come to the games, because if you're playing this late in the postseason, they want to know, why are you playing? What type of players you have? Can't these games? So those guys stepped up to the challenge that they're really, really excited about tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely. You make a great point there, Coach. And talking about Mandarin, they do have some Power 5 players on there. That I think for the season they were giving up 18 points. In the last 3 games, they're giving up 16 points. And we know you want to put points on the board. And you talked about getting 35 in there to get you to the state final. So, Coach, talking about picking your plays, last week against Palm Beach Central, you came out passing, and then the second half, you really ran it down their throat. And you talked about taking what the defense gives you, Coach. Now, I'm not asking you to give away your game plan, but you talked about them having some respect against your receivers. I think you got 2 1,000-yard receivers there, but what are you going to be looking for from the Mandarin defense to say, you know what, this is what we can jump out on? If they come out, man, Coach, again, you don't have to give away your game plan, but are you going to go over the top, or are you going to try that secondary that has some Power 5 players in it?
We're never scared of any secondary. If you was at the St. Thomas game, you see we went right at them. Yes. We went right at them maybe like 5 or 6 straight plays, and we have dudes too. So if you feel like, for us, it's a numbers game, and we're looking for mismatch. Where's the mismatch? Who's the weakest guy in that secondary? Because how many teams have 4 great DBs man-to-man across the board? There's going to be a weak link, and we'll find a weak link before you can make an adjustment. And, I mean, that's pretty much what we're looking for. We're going to run the football because we've been better when we've been balanced, maybe 70-30 passing to run. because it just gives teams something else to look forward to. Because our offensive line has been playing really, really well throughout. So we try to balance. We try to keep it run RPO type stuff to where we can still throw the ball if we want to. So we like to give our quarterback that option. But they're a really good football team. Their running game is really good, huge offensive line. So we feel like if we stop the run and make a team one-dimensional, then it kind of plays into our favor because now we're kind of controlling the narrative.
Right. And I would assume, Coach, just looking at their film and looking at your film here, that they would try to go to their strength and run the ball. And Coach, talk about what you're going to need from your defensive line. You've had some times where you played at St. Thomas and they've come out running the ball in the second half and things of that nature. Talk about what you're going to need from your D line from the entire game to ensure that you bring home a win, Coach.
We got to win first and second down. In the playoffs, possessions are very, very important. You may get 5, 6 against really good teams, so you have to get off the field. So I think if we can win first down, second down when they're trying to run the football, then it kind of helps us out because now we're making you a little bit more one-dimensional. But we have to win first and second down. Our defensive line has to play well. But I think the key is this late in the season, you have to be able to make adjustments. And you can't wait till the end of the second quarter or halftime. You got to be ready to make adjustments right now because those drives, and if you make adjustments, then you're losing ground, giving up points and things like that. And I think that's what's helped us in the playoffs. Even Santa Lucia's, we were running our counter, we was hitting our counter. They made an adjustment, but it didn't take us long to make another adjustment to help us be successful. The same thing with Palm Beach Central. I thought they would give up a better fight than they did, but I thought we kind of hit them in the mouth and they just kind of quit. I mean, they tried to fight a little bit at the end, but it was too late. Like, we were already done with them. So I think we just want to come out tomorrow, start fast, and then just go from there, see what happens.
Right. And Coach, you're talking about starting fast and you're playing at home. Coach, what are you going to need from your fans, right? Monarch is not necessarily known to be a football school, but now you got it rocking and rolling over there. Year 3, like you said. What are you going to need from your home crowd, Coach, to make sure you get pushed over the edge and get to that state final?
Well, we actually are going to be a crowd. We're hoping that Broward County comes out, stand up, please support. I mean, on public school playing. I mean, people expect Chaminade to be there. They expect St. Thomas to be there. They expect American Heritage to be there. So we're hoping that people will come out and, see what Monarch is all about. Because people why are you guys at Monarch? I mean, we have some of the best coaches. I've been doing this for a while, and our receivers have always been really good. Our quarterback has always been first or second team all county. So it's not like we've just arrived, but we've been around. People just haven't taken notice. I think last year we blew it in the second round, but I think this year we had a different mentality. We had a different group that understood that this is the year.
And Coach, you're talking about what's going on at Monarch. I can't let you go without asking this question. Listen, recruiting is year round. Not only in college but also high school now. Talk a little bit about what an incoming freshman or maybe someone that wants to transfer to your school. Not saying you're requesting transfers, but if a offensive player or a defensive player want to transfer to your school, what would they be getting in the Monarch program, Coach?
A lot of our standards are high standard, and a lot of kids are like, "Oh, I'll go to Monarch and play right now. Oh, I'll go to Monarch and do this." But at the end of the day, we have dudes. Like, we have players that are really good football players, but a lot of people wouldn't know that because they would just see that, oh, the school. Like our ninth grade group is a really, really, really good group of receivers that came in. Like it's about 3 or 4 of them, a couple of defensive backs that are going to be really good, high level 3-star football players when their chance comes. But shoot, our 2 best receivers come back again. And they're still in their underclassmen right now, sophomore and junior. So we'll be loaded for the foreseeable future. So I mean, this aspect coming out over, just be ready to buy into what we're trying to do. Offense isn't easy. I mean, we may make it look easy, but it's a little complicated. Like you really have to know your assignment. You have to know where you're supposed to be, move you around, and things.
Right. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, Coach. And you know, just wrapping up, Coach. You know, just give us some of your keys to the game, both offensively and defensively, to ensure that you get to that state final. We know that the ultimate goal is to get a state championship, but first you got to get there. So, what are some of the keys to make sure you win against Mandarin on Friday at 7:30?
The first key is turnovers. You can't turn over the football. Field position is very important. Like you said, when we were on the 1-yard line,
yes,
I mean, the easiest thing for us was to take shots and try to get it out of there because we felt like our receivers were really good. So we figured we would take shots on the 1-yard line as opposed to trying to run it. You miss a block, it's a safety.
Yep.
We're like his hands, and we'll live and die with what happens. I think it's turnovers, field position, special teams. Special teams are always important. We gotta position on special teams. Maybe even it's a kickoff return for a touchdown, a block punt, something like that. Those can change the game. So those are 3 things that we're talking about this week. We've been really good with our not getting a lot of penalties in the playoffs, and I think that's kind of helped us throughout the first 3 weeks of the postseason. So those are the 3 things we're going to focus on. We figure our offense to take care of itself. We're going to just scheme them. We're going to take what they give us, and then if they give us what we like, we'll take what we want. Defensively, get off the field. We feel like if the possessions get, the greater chance we have of scoring points because you can't hold us down forever. So we just need possessions.
I hear that, Coach. And again, Coach Davis from Monarch High School, head coach of the football program, he's requesting that all of Broward County, we know what Chaminade, American Heritage, and some of those other teams, St. Thomas is going to do, but come out and support Broward County Public School if you can. It's Friday at 7:30 at Coconut Creek High School. Coach, we thank you for joining us. And right now we're going to turn it over. Is there anything else that you would like to say to your fans, your followers, and your players? The floor is open to you now, Coach.
Very much. Just go label tomorrow, pack the stands, and your Monday nights. Guys are fired up. They're excited. They're locked in. We just really go and we represent for the 954.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Again, we got Coach Calvin Davis with us, head coach of Monarch High School, playing in the state semifinal, 7:30 on Friday. That's tomorrow. You guys be there early, right? Get in those stands early and make sure you root on Monarch High School, the last Broward County school coming for the state final. Thank you again, Coach. You take care, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right.